Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to every one of you who subscribes to my channel. Thank you all so much. This has been an amazing year, and frankly, I can't wait to see where we're going. It's spooky season, the most wonderful time of the year, right after back to school season. I'm a goth weirdo named Gonzo who makes D&D character videos. Don't ask questions and go with it. Anyway, it's time to start our Halloween specials. This year we're doing 5 special episodes to celebrate the greatest holiday ever with some classic horror characters and today's freak. Yeah, today's character is not horror related, but I'll explain why we're doing him in a few minutes. Today we're bringing in the disgusting ninja Mushizo from Ninja Scroll. Mushizo is a member of the 8 Devils of Kamon, and like the other members, has strange abilities that make him incredibly dangerous. He's also how I discovered I have tryptophobia. Yeah, this is why we're making him. Someone actually requested a character that is the literal definition of tryptophobia. Thanks, dude. Mushizo has gone through the disgusting and horrifying process of merging a hornet's nest into his own flesh. And not just any hornets, but Japanese murder hornets. Hornets that can grow an inch long and are highly aggressive. I hate this guy. Combined with his mastery of hornets, Mushizo is a master of stealth and assassination. And if he wasn't weird enough, he keeps poison darts in his throat and fires them at people. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. We're using standard point array to make things easy for you should you use a different system, and we're multi-classing, so keep an eye on minimums. I think it's safe to say we're dumping charisma right off the bat because you're disgusting and there are several phobias that you are willing to embody. Wisdom will be 15. You somehow got one of the world's most feared insects to live with you and not kill you. Your animal handling must be through the roof. Dex will fall in with 14. You're a member of an evil and elite ninja group. You need good stealth. Though at this point, I'm not sure if you gain entry into the 8 Devils with stealth or you're just nightmare fuel. They're all just so horrible. Intelligence will be 13. You not only got murder hornets to be okay with you, you somehow figure out how to fuse the hive with your body. Thankfully, that knowledge died with you. Con comes in at a 12. There is no way you didn't get stung multiple times before you fuse the hive, but yet you're still here. Only the entire hive goes nuts and kills you, so there's that. Finally, strength will be low with a 10. You're rather small for the 8 Devils, but your main weapon is a spear, which isn't dex-based. Yet. Heads up, I am no longer taking requests from Ninja Scroll, except Jubei. I will be making him. But the other 8 Devils are off the table. Seriously, they get worse from here. Mushizo is a human, a disgusting one. Fair and human grants a free feat and skill with your stat improvement. Place +1 into dex and wisdom. For your feat, Piercer adds +1 to dex and improves damage done with piercing weapons. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with a weapon that deals piercing damage, you can re-roll one of the damage dice. Also, when you score a critical hit, you can add another damage dice to the roll. This feature will work great with your spear or maybe another weapon that will fit better with one of your classes. More on that in the end. For your skill, take Perception. For background, grab Investigation and Medicine. Level 1 rogues start off with 4 skills. Always start with rogue for all those skills. Take stealth, acrobatics, athletics, and sleight of hand. Expertise doubles your bonus to 2 skills you are proficient with. Place this into stealth and perception. Sneak attack adds bonus damage to attacks that are made with a finesse or ranged weapon while you have advantage on the attack or the target is within 5 feet of an enemy of theirs. This bonus damage starts off at a d6 but will grow over time. Finally, Thieves' Cant is a coded language of gestures, symbols, and phrases. Level 1 Rangers get another skill when you multi-class into them. Grab Animal Handling. Depth Explorer grants several features as you level up, starting with Canny. You now get expertise in a single skill. Place this into Animal Handling. Favored Foe lets you mark a creature you hit as your favored foe. Now every time you deal damage to them, you deal an extra 1d4 damage, but this will get better eventually. You must maintain this mark for 1 minute, and you can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. Level 1 monks gain unarmored defense. Now when you're not wearing armor, your AC is 10 plus dex plus wisdom. Martial arts improves your unarmed strikes and simple melee weapons when not wearing armor. They are now dex based, can use special martial arts dice for damage, and you can make an unarmed strike with a bonus action after taking the attack action. Your martial arts dice are a d4, and they will not be getting better because we're done with monk. We wanted monk for 2 reasons. Firstly, you don't wear armor, and your spear needs to be dex based for better attack and damage. Before we move on though, just because your spear is now dex based doesn't mean it's a finesse weapon. A lot of people get confused by this, but no, martial arts doesn't give weapons the finesse property, so therefore they can't be used with sneak attack. Unless this changes in the future, this is the rule, sorry. Level 2 Rangers gain a fighting style. Druidic Warrior gives you 2 cantrips from the Druid spell list. For those cantrips, it's time for some throat darts. I thought doing the Plague was a weird build. Nope. Poison Spray fires a dart at a creature within 10 feet and forces a con save. Should they fail, they take 1d12 poison damage. Thorn Whip fires a dart out to 30 feet and deals 1d6 piercing damage on a hit, and then pulls the target 10 feet towards you if they are a size large or smaller. Spellcasting makes you a half caster. You know 2 spells at this level. For your spells, Animal Friendship lets you convince a beast within 30 feet of you that you are its friend, forcing a wisdom save. Should they fail, they are charmed by you for 24 hours. If they have an intelligence of 4 or higher, the spell fails. If you and your friends harm the beast, the spell ends. Jump doubles your jump distance for 1 hour. Level 3 Rangers receive their subclass. Swarm Keeper, found in Tasha's, will unleash your hornets. Gathering Swarm gives you control over a swarm of hornets. When you hit a creature, the swarm attacks the same creature, causing 1 of 3 effects. They deal 1d6 piercing damage, they can move the target 5 feet in any direction of your choice, or force a strength save and be pushed back up to 15 feet in the direction of your choice. Swarm Keeper magic grants you special spells at certain levels. For your Swarm Keeper spell, Fairy Fire causes your swarm to fill a 20-foot cube within 60 feet. Each creature within the cube must make a dex save or become highlighted for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. While highlighted, all attack rolls against them are at advantage and the creatures can't benefit from being invisible. Mage Hand lets your swarm move or interact with objects out to 30 feet away from you for 1 minute. These interactions can be simple, like opening doors, and objects that weigh 10 pounds or less can be moved. Primal Awareness adds even more spells as you level up. For your Primal Awareness spell, Speak with Animals lets you speak to beasts for 10 minutes. For your new spell, Beast Bond lets you form a telepathic link with a beast that has an intelligence of 3 or lower. For 10 minutes while you maintain this spell, you and the beast, most likely a hornet for you, can communicate simple emotions and concepts back to you. Your character level 5 now. Thorn Whip and Poison Dart now do 2 damage dice each. Level 4 Rangers earn our first ability score improvement. Place this into Dex for better attack, damage, stealth, and AC. Level 5 Rangers now have extra attack. You can attack twice with a single attack action. You also now have second level spells. For your Swarm Keeper spell, Web fills a 20-foot cube within 60 feet of you with wasp spit. This is what hornets' nests are made out of. I didn't just make that up, it's actually true. Now each creature within the cube must make a dex save or become stuck, becoming restrained. A creature restrained by this must use their action to free themselves by making a strength check. This spell can be maintained for up to 1 hour. For your Primal Awareness spell, Beast Sense allows you to touch a willing creature, and now you can see and hear through their senses for up to 1 hour while you maintain the spell. For your new spell, Pass Without a Trace adds +10 to your stealth checks and any friendly creature you wish within 30 feet for 1 hour while you maintain the spell. Rangers might be half casters, but they get a lot of magic. Level 2 Rogues receive Cunning Action. Dash, Disengage, and Hide are now bonus actions for you. Level 3 Rogues gain their subclass. Scout, found in Xanathars, is basically a ranger with no spells. Skirmisher lets you move half your total speed as a reaction when an enemy ends its turn within 5 feet of you, and this does not provoke an attack of opportunity. Survivalist gives you the skills Nature and Survival, and then gives you expertise in them. Steady Aim lets you use your bonus action to give yourself advantage on your next attack on a turn you haven't moved, but then reduces your movement to 0 until the end of that turn. Your sneak attack damage is now 2d6. Level 6 Rangers now have their favorite foe damage increased to a D6. You also get your next feature from Deft Explorer, Roving. Your speed is now increased to 35 feet, and you have a climbing and swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Level 7 Swarmkeeper Rangers receive Writhing Tide. Now as a bonus action, your swarm can lift you up and grant you a flying speed of 10 feet, and you can hover for 1 minute. For your final spell, Animal Messenger can allow you to use a beast as a messenger. This spell lasts for up to 24 hours, and you can have a tiny beast carry a magical message. You dictate who receives the message, where the message is to be delivered, and when it is to be delivered. If the condition of the delivery is not met, the spell ends and the message is lost. Your character level 11 now, Poison Spray and Thorn Whip now do 3 damage dice each. Level 4 Rogues earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. Level 5 Rogues now have Uncanny Dodge. Now as a reaction, you can have damage you take when you can see what is causing you the damage. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to 3d6. Level 6 Rogues gain their final 2 expertise, place this into acrobatics and athletics. You now have 7 skills out of 10 that have double proficiency bonus, and at this level that means they're adding plus 10 before modifiers. Level 7 Rogues receive Evasion. This improves your dex save, so now you take no damage on a success and half on a failure. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to 4d6. Level 8 Rogues earn another ability score improvement, place this into Wisdom. Level 9 Scout Rogues have superior mobility. Your speed is increased to 45 feet, and this does apply to your swimming and climbing speed, but stay out of the water. Your Hornets don't like water. You know what, on second thought, hang out at the water. Finally, your sneak attack damage is now 5d6. Your character level 17, Poison Spray now does 4d12 poison damage, and Thorn Whip now does 4d6 piercing damage. Level 10 Rogues earn another ability score improvement, Let's Raise Intelligence, because you are very tactical and understand bugs very well. Level 11 Rogues gain my favorite feature, Reliable Talent. Now, you can never roll lower than 10 on any skill you are proficient in. Finally, your sneak attack damage is now upgraded to 6d6. Our final level is level 12 Rogue, and you earn our final ability score improvement, Let's Raise Wisdom once more. We're not capping it off because you got cocky against the worst opponent to do that to. Seriously, Jubei is god level samurai and you just decide, oh, I've outsmarted him. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 20, Con 12, Intelligence 15, Wisdom 18, Charisma 8. Your total levels are Rogue 12, Ranger 7, Monk 1. Let's dive in. Your swarm is great. With it, you can push people, deal 1d6 extra damage, grant you a small flying speed, give yourself advantage on attacks, move things, spy on people, deliver messages, or trap your enemies. Your attacks are pretty impressive as well. Using your spear, you can deal 1d6 plus 5 or 1d8 plus 5 piercing damage. You can re-roll damage dice and add more damage when you crit. Finally, your skills are great. Your stealth can be plus 27 before you roll, which can never be lower than 10, so your lowest stealth roll possible can be a 37. In fact, 7 out of 10 skills are adding plus 12 before modifiers, and yet again, you can never roll lower than 10 on any of those checks. Downside. Okay, where to begin? How about the only magical damage you have needs to be from a distance, and can't benefit from extra attack or gathering swarm features with that? Well, actually, Thorn Whip is a melee spell attack, but it can't benefit from extra attack or sneak attack, and it's using the lesser modifier, but it's a +4 over a +5. Speaking of melee attacks, your preferred weapon is not only non-magical, but it also isn't finesse, so no adding your 6d6 sneak attack damage to it. Both can be corrected with a magical weapon that has the finesse or range property, which is more likely to happen. You also have very limited spell slots with 7 spell slots between long rests and a total of 9 spells, which also isn't that big of a problem because your build uses spells in a more tactical way instead of combat. Which brings us to a problem. You have a very exploitable build. Your swarm doesn't count as beasts to use with your spells, and if you're trying to stay with a theme, what will you do if there's no bugs? Hell, even branching away from bugs, the DM could cut you off from all animal life anyway. But that being said, that's only if the DM is a bastard. Every downside though is correctable with proper planning and gear, so don't worry much about it. Stay in the shadows and allow your tiny friends to gather and spread information for you, and then when the time is right, strike fast and end your target. Happy spooky season everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character, and make sure to come back next week for a new spooky character. From Sleepy Hollow, New York, it's the Headless Horseman.